Gihan Samarawickrama, contestant number 10.
Toastmaster Silva. Hi, how are you? You mentioned you were feeling fabulous when you started off the speech. I think that was beautifully reflected in your speech as well. You also mentioned that when you were small, everyone thought you could speak. I think we all agree with that. Now let me tell you first a couple of big steps that you achieved during your speech. Number one is the engagement with the audience. You started off with a beautiful you-based question and got everyone hooked onto your speech. I thought that was beautifully executed. And you also had the storytelling approach, where we were all waiting to find out what was going to happen next. You had schemed that beautifully as well. The second big step you took today was sense of humor that you had throughout your speech. Sometimes we see speakers who have humor right at the start or maybe towards the end. But you had humor throughout. You kept everyone on the edge with your sense of humor. So these two big steps made it sound like a big speech. Although you said you are not a fan of small talk, we saw why you did a big speech using these big two steps. Now next, let me tell you two small steps that you can incorporate that will help you get to much bigger steps in your journey. Number one is having more meaningful gestures. You did have gestures, but try to add a bit more meaning towards your gesture. You spoke about running late. You could have done a gesture related to running. Then you also spoke about dancing with the ball. You could have had some dance moves with that to add more meaning to your gestures. And number two is stage movement. One thing to keep in mind is that you used the width of the stage very effectively during your presentation. That was good. But also, you could have utilized the depth of the stage. And one thing to keep in mind, while you go along with your stage movement, is to give meaning to that movement as well. Maybe in a chronological way. Or, if you're talking about your past and present self, you could have utilized two sides of the stage. That would have added more color. And these two small steps will take you to bigger stages in the future. So, Lakala, in summary, two big steps that you took today are, number one, engagement with the audience, and number two is the sense of humor you induce throughout your speech. Very well done on those two. Two small steps that I advise that will elaborate your speeches more is give meaningful gestures, and number two is to use the depth of the stage and have some sort of meaning to your stage movement as well. And I think not small talks, you will have bigger talks at bigger forums, and hope to see more of you. All the very best to you.